Hi guys, so today I'm going to do a mental health update kind of video because I haven't been feeling too good, and it led me to think about different things. And then also when I was looking at something, when I was looking at my videos in my playlist the other day, I forgot why I was looking at them for some reason, and I realised I hadn't actually done a mental health update in a year. It was like about 3-4 days ago when I was looking at that, and then I haven't been feeling too good, so I thought I would do a mental health update. I mean, there's good, there's been some good stuff obviously, but it's just how I've been over this week, the weekend that's just gone, brings me back to the fact that I'm never going to get better. I might feel better at times, but I'm not going to get better. That makes sense. To be honest, I don't know where to start, and because I haven't done one in a year, it's going to be, might be quite long, and it might be, and it's not going to be like in order because sorry, I'll just listening off down with Journey were crying, but so yeah, so like I said, yeah, so I don't know where to start exactly, so I think I'm just gonna talk, but maybe it'll make me feel a little bit better as well, but I don't know, because it's really fucking hard, like, so if you've never followed me before, I've got diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, severe anxiety and depression, some physical issues. I don't know if I mentioned them on there, but it's not about mental health, I guess, but we'll say, but and so I'd been through a lot growing up and basically all my life, but even now there's things happening behind closed doors, but it's like they don't matter to me after something happened, obviously the bad, but I kind of, because then the worst thing that I will ever have to go through happened to me. So I had a miscarriage, and then I got pregnant about 2 months after with my daughter, but my daughter taken off me because I've got mental illness and learning disabilities, and I have 2 carers 24/7. I mean, that I'm being reviewed. Hopefully it's getting reviewed soon, but that should have been reviewed every year, but it hasn't since I came out of hospital. So I was in at psych hospital for 2.5 years on different ones. But I've, you know, I don't really know how much I want to say about things as well. I don't know why really, but yeah. Anyway, so I've realised, like I said, one thing that's made me realise that I'm never going to get better. And I know, obviously, back in my mind, but one thing that's made me think I've been so unstable with my mood over the weekend. I was exhausted by the end of each day. It's exhausting as it is, but I'm talking about going very, very manic. To going then very, very low in mood, and I think people mistaken when I'm manic, it is that I'm manic and not well. Just because it's an I, I'm not well, but it's I think a lot of people mistaken, oh well, she's happy. No, I'm not happy. I can't control being this manic. And for me at the time, I'm probably thinking I'm having a good time and I'm you know, enjoying myself and having a laugh. So even for me at the time, I'm probably thinking that kind of thing. But it's important to realise, I think, that somebody isn't happy like that. They basically, sometimes it's even a psychosis we're going with. But it made me think, like I said about that I'm never going to actually get better. And that's not a good feeling, really. And I know it can't be helped. I know that, and I know it don't. But in the world today as well, you nothing but judgment when you've got mental illness or learning disabilities. Obviously, there's other people that's no one else, but people, especially people in charge, are very judgmental, and it ruins your life because it might sound, a bit like, can't think of word, but like over exaggerating. But it's not really. It's because it's reality. It's somebody's life. So I'd have rather been struggling on my own, like I were at 18, 19, 20, than possibly 17 when I'm really struggling on my own and just then ended up being like homeless and having a lot of stuff. Not homeless as in I was on the street, but like in homeless shelters and no home of my own to be. It makes me want to, because of how much, like I've got no freedom, no life, nothing. No independence, no life, no freedom. My life is just I don't think that's the right word, but I like looking up 4 walls every day. I go to the living room, I come back, I go to the living room, I come back to bedroom, back to living room, back to bedroom. Go for a fag. back up, go for a ride, back up. Yes, I do go out sometimes, obviously not, I don't go out often, but even if I could go out, it's anxiety. I can't get up and think, well, I just want to go, I'm just going to go here today, because of the anxiety. But also, the other thing is, even without the anxiety, is the fact that I've got a money appointed, so I don't handle my own money. Now you have to ask for any extra money from like the food, except for like, obviously money that I get every 2 weeks for like food and stuff. And that's for me and Journey's food and stuff. But you have to ask for extra money, and it takes 2 working days to go in. They don't work at weekends, they don't work at night. So it's like I can't just get up and think, well, do you know what, I think I'm going to go to the zoo today. I'm going to go just get out of my city today. I'm just going to go to the seaside today while it's really hot, and just to get away for a bit. I can't, I can't just get up because of the anxiety and because of that and think, well, I'm going to go here today and I'm going to do this today. So the odd time that I do feel like, okay, never good, but like, okay, enough to function as much as I can and do what I can. Then it's, yeah, so I just, it like constantly every day a battle, every minute, every second is like a battle, and most of the time, honestly, being truthful, it's, I want this second to hurry up, because a second to me feels like an hour. I'll just feel, I'm always exhausted, and literally exhausted, not just tired. That's made me own. But yeah, always like exhausted, but low energy, and like feeling crap and sluggish, and like I just want to sleep all the time. And I'll just say that also, so after, so trigger warning if anybody about mental health and self-harm and things like that, and suicidal thoughts, by the way, from now on, I'll put it in the description box. I forgot to say it at the beginning, but so sorry, finding out how to think properly. But I'm gonna say what I was saying, what I was going to say was about so I was self-harming for 10-11 years straight, sometimes regularly, sometimes not, but last March was the last time I self-harmed, last year, and it's long as I've been, over a year now, that I haven't self-harmed. But sometimes, I feel like all this hard work and nothing's changing, nothing's getting better, nothing's not getting anything out of it. So it's just a bit last. But I've really wanted a dog or cat for a long time. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to get one a year, but I ended up being able to get one, and I got a kitten last year. She was born in 11th of July. She just had her first birthday. And I brought her home on 3rd of September, was it? So she was less than 2 months still when I brought her home. She just turned 1 and I can't believe it. And she's been my shelter, my strength, my, just to carry on. But recently I've been thinking I shouldn't have got one because I don't want to be here anyway. So I had been doing quite well with my mental health for a lot of this time in over a year, as well as I couldn't do. But like I said, there's things missing. My two biggest pride and joys missing in my life, my 2 kids, because I had a miscarriage first, like I was saying earlier, and then I had been doing and taken off me. And I've realised as well that I didn't even know you grieve with a thing with losing a child that's not, passed away. But obviously I did lose the first one, but my second, my daughter. And I've realised though, I didn't give myself time to grieve. I never have. I didn't give myself time to grieve for the baby. And obviously you'll grieve forever or something like this. But I think I kind of just wanted to numb out everything and numb out, I don't know, just numb out everything because it was too painful to think and remember and just do life without my kids. So if I'm talking about trigger warning as well for miscarriage and losing kids, I'm really sorry I ain't put this at the beginning. But so the thing was, like I said, I don't think I haven't really given myself time to grieve, and after having my miscarriage, it was only about 2 months later that I got pregnant with my daughter. And I don't even know. But so I had, so what can I say? So the first baby I miscarried, I believe we're a girl, and at first I called it Angel because, it went for a girl or boy, but then I think it was a girl, and then I got told by a, readers that it was probably a girl, and I do believe it was a girl. So I did name her Isabella after that, because that's what I was going to call her if she were a girl, more than likely. And then my second daughter, Isabella, was one of the names that I was naming her, but ended up naming her Tegan. So I feel like that was God's way of saying the first baby is Isabella. So from now, because the baby miscarriage Isabella, because she was a baby, she was human, she was living, she was breathing, even if it was for a short time, and just inside me. And I know she's in heaven now. So no one, unless they've been through it, and even if they've been through it, it's different for everyone, but so no one will ever understand truly of losing a child, or in both ways I have, so miscarriage or losing a child from being taken away. But if you've been through it, and then my heart goes out to you, and you do obviously understand to a certain degree, but like I said, everyone's different, so it's not the same for everyone. So my cat is called Journey, and she's my child as well. And like I said, she is what's kept me alive this past nearly a year since I bring her home. But sometimes I feel not good enough. I mean, I don't feel good enough for anyone most of the time, but sometimes I just feel not good enough for Jenna. Sometimes I feel like I should be playing with her more. Sometimes I feel like I should be doing this more. Sometimes I think I should be doing that more. Sometimes I think, I don't even know, because she's got more choice than most, and I do play with her 2 to 3 times a day, 10 to 15 minutes, but I think it's recently the fact that she's been more like she don't want to sleep at night, she's been tired in day, so it's not been like a routine as much for us both. But we still have individual playtime when she wants to. We will just have time together to bond. Obviously, I mean, all the basic needs: buying her food, feeding her, getting her drink, getting her proper potty to do her business in. She's got about 5 dishes for different things. She's got to have human plate on one plate, human food on one plate. So got to have her own food in her own dish, her wet food, and then a water outside in that main dish. She's got to have her treats on a different dish. She's just having yogurt and not 3 different types of treats. She has another dish. But yeah, it's just, I know a lot of people probably feel like this sometimes, but you feel not good enough in yourself or for anybody else, even your kids. But it's hard not to question, and it's hard not to. It's easy to think you're not good enough, but it's hard not to think you're not good enough. But my kids are my life, my world, my everything. And I'd always dreamed of just having kids and being around my kids and stuff and what have you. So to be here today lost, because I know that's the only thing I'm meant to be as a mum, and I know some people you're not just a mum when you're a mum, but that's your main role, that's your most important role. And I've got really bad like anxiety about something happening to my children. I honestly don't know how this video is going to turn out, because I'm probably not even going to edit it, but this is real life. Not my tummy. So last night like I said, I haven't been feeling good. I thought weekend I've been either high and manic or really low. And last night I was laying in bed trying to go to sleep, and I was just thinking of, getting suicidal thoughts basically. And I was just thinking about how I'd do it and what I'd do. I'm not going to disclose that on here. But I was was thinking about what I would do and what would, what I'd do and what I would do it, and I would make sure my kids were safe first. But thinking about as well, for the last few weeks, I've been on high alert. I've constantly think people are watching me. I thought we're singles, but I don't know. I think as well, for the last few weeks I've been feeling like I'm gonna have a panic attack. And then I had one of them since last year. It would probably October, November time. because Jenny was here. And it was the first panic attack I had last week, and she did nothing but look after me. And, there was something wrong before. But it's really, really hard, to know I just want to ruin myself. And the only thing that's keeping me here is my kids, but then I ain't got all my kids, if you know what I mean. And yes, I'm supposed to have visitation with my daughter, but that's not happening how it should. And it hasn't been for a while. But I'm not going to get into that. Like I said, I've been through so much since I was little, and it's like none of that matters, because it don't mean, no matter what, every time I was neglected, every time I was sexually assaulted, every time I was used, every time I was on my own, every time I was bullied, every time I was fighting silently on my own, every time I attempted suicide, every time I hurt myself. And every day seems like, always, is this the last time I go to sleep at night? I think, is this the last time I'm going to go to sleep? Obviously, there's other people that I really care about in my life, but there's very few people. And I think the kind of thing to do sometimes is to let people go. And that might sound selfish, because some people's got nothing really to carry on for. That might be just how I'm feeling right now, but I might get on it. But I know I'm never gonna get fully better, like I said, and I know there's gonna be, just times I just. Yeah, so the most important people in my life are Isabella, Tegan and Journey. The odd time I'll get an urge or energy, the odd time I'll feel alright, and I'll be wanting to do things, the very few things that I do love to do, like shopping online, even if I'm not going to buy them, and just put them in my basket until I can buy them all. Obviously I can't buy everything, but sometimes I'll be able to buy some in it, and sometimes I'll be able to buy some in it another day, if not then and then. So yeah, I just love shopping not for myself, but I've got reborn dolls. I love I do love hanging with them and playing with them, and I'd have just want loads of summer clothes. And I just want to be able to, I don't even know. I was into arts and crafts, if you remember last year. So we're getting ready to arts and crafts, but I haven't done it for a while. I don't think I've done it much this year at all. I've done it a couple of times at the beginning of the year, but I don't think I've done it since, really. I love singing, but I love making videos, and I was hoping that I could start and keep making videos, but I don't think it's fair. People see me just like miserable and not able to talk so much, like in a okay way. Yeah, so the partner that's broken can never be fixed and never will be. I do think everyone needs to take responsibility for their own behaviour as well. So if you're part of what's the problem, if you're part of what's caused things, then you should just take. But the truth is, people are just getting on with their life and going on with their life, which is fine for most people. But for some people that's been part of ruining someone's life, then you shouldn't be just going on with your life and acting as if nothing's happened. Because the truth is, people with learning disabilities are humans too, and just deserving of the same things, but for some reason you're assumed to be incapable by most of the world, and including one of the people in charge. And if you've got mental illness, you're a monster, according to the majority of people. And people say things so much and over so much, you start to believe it. So I've been told it's my fault that my daughter isn't with me. That you don't just get them taken off you just because you've got mental illness. You must have hurt him, you must have abused him, you must have abused your kids. I got told that I basically killed the baby that was inside me all this year. So, and you do start to believe things. I'm not bothered about anything that people say or do directly about me, but if you're talking about stuff about my kids, then obviously I care and I'm bothered. But but I don't know, my hair's a mess, but I kind of just, I didn't want to do it without it on, but I can't really do that with it on. So, to be honest, I don't think I've got much more to say on this right now. People do need to think about what they say and what they do, and it's not just because of that. Obviously, like I said, I'm not been feeling good, and then things have happened behind closed doors, and a lot's been happening in the last few years. And I mean, the last 5 years have been the hardest years of my life, no matter what. Probably more, 5 years. And that's crazy to think, because I've been out of the hospital 9 years, 10 next year in January. So that's more than half that time I've been out of hospital. That's been the hardest time of my life. I've completed a second parenting class and got a certificate for that. I've tried things behind closed doors, positive things, I'm meaning, and things. And like I said, I've harmed myself, self-harm for over a year. Last year in March 2024, the last time. And that's that. But yeah, there's don't think there's what else that I can really say. Can't even think or function properly, to be honest. But yeah, I just wake up every day with the same demons that kept me awake the night before. You know, all I can say is I've tried with everything that I can try with. There's nothing much more that I can do on that matter. I mean, like a few things, but so yeah, I don't think there's what else I can really do or say right now. But I hope everybody else is okay, and I hope and pray people don't have to feel like this. But I know people do, of course. So not only I feel like this, some yoga goes out to you, and my advice is to keep on fighting as much as you can, no matter what, especially if you have got people that care about you around you, and you've got, I know sometimes it feels like no one cares about you no matter what, and you just want to hide and be on your own anyway. But especially if you've got your kids with you, just keep fighting as much as you can. Don't give up. Don't give up. And try and do things that's gonna help you feel better if you can. But yeah, there's nothing else, like I said, that I can really say or do right now. But like I said, I hope you're all okay and have a blessed day or night. Bye, guys.